With powerful stain-away enzymes, malupit magtanggal ng dumit mancha pero di masakit sa kamay.
Diba dumit mancha? Hello Bright Bar Blue. Isang labalang yan.
As tested ang cotton and polycotton sa mancha, malupit sa kamay mo, mabait. Pride Bar Blue, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
Para di madaling masira ang ngipin ng pamilya, ngayon pa lang,
Unique toothpaste for brushing every after kumain.
dahil ang unique toothpaste, may Max Protect formula.
Ngipin ay Max Alaga, Max Protektado pa.
Helps stop cavities even before they start, while keeping breath fresh with regular use.
Unique toothpaste for brushing para siguraduhin ngipin ay Max Alaga, Max Protektado pa. Unique.
Max Alaga, Max Protectado with unique toothpaste maximum fluoride protection. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing. ISO certified world-class quality.
ACS. Mamadaming time sa lahat ng gusto nyo. Mamadaming time, Champion Detergent ang gamit ko. Champion na!
Sa Champion Quick Wash Technology, less time sa lavada, more time sa pamilya.
Adoy, maulo-ulo na akong ulo.
Greg, may work pa. I-Biogesic mo na yan.
Medisina largo? Bangin may maraot na epekto.
Iba ang Biogesic. Most doctor-prescribed brand sa sakit ng ulo at lagnat.
Oh! Mahirot nga.
Jody Santa Maria po. Sa sakit ng ulo o lagnat, Biogesic agad. Alagang Unilab yan. Paracetamol is a generic name of Biogesic. If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
Mamadaming time sa lahat ng gusto nyo. Mamadaming time, Champion Detergent ang gamit ko. Champion na!
Sa Champion Quick Wash Technology, less time sa lavada, more time sa pamilya.
Cetirizine,
May right bed na nito.
Cetirizine for kids.
May right bed na nito.
Coco Martin po, pag may kailangang gamot, huwag mahiyang magtanong kung may right med na nito.
Dahil gusto namin na gumaling kayo.
If symptoms persist, consult your doctor.
May kailangang gamot? Magtanong kung may right med na ang kailangang gamot.
Tikang #1 Smart Dishwashing Paste.
Ang galing-galing mo! Smart dishwashing paste ko. Pritong ulam na masebo, plato o kaldero. Tanggaling for everyday.
Amo ito kon Smart and Dishwashing Paste. May double tanggaling formula. Tanggal galing ang sebo ngan bakterya.
Bahid para walang bahid, linis fantastic sa metal at plastic. #1 ko to! Tanggaling-galing mo, Smart dishwashing paste.
Heavy duty limpyo kada pahid. Smart Dishwashing Paste. Manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
Kung radyo itong pag-iistoryahan na Tacloban, may duduhala. Kundi Aksyon Radyo, Love Radio. Kundi Love Radio, Aksyon Radyo. Hatacloban, duduhala itong radyo. DYVL Aksyon Radyo o 91.1 Love Radio. Diba?
Si Mommy at si Washing Machine believe sa Pride Washing Machine Detergent.
Hello, Washi!
Hello, Mommy!
Laundry day na naman. Ready ka na sa mancha, chocolate, putik, libag?
Kaya yan ang Pride Washing Machine Detergent. May triple stain-away formula. Tanggal ang makapit, malikit, at malupit na dumit mancha. Easy ang labada.
Mula noon hanggang ngayon.
All you need is pride. All you need is pride.
Pride Detergent, manufactured by ACS Manufacturing Corporation. ISO certified, world-class quality.
ACS.
Aksyon!
Radyo. Mamadaming time sa lahat ng gusto nyo. Mamadaming time, Champion Detergent ang gamit ko. Champion na!
Sa Champion Quick Wash Technology, less time sa lavada, more time sa pamilya.
Aksyon!
Mamadaming time sa lahat ng gusto nyo. Mamadaming time, Champion Detergent ang gamit ko. Champion na!
Sa Champion Quick Wash Technology, less time sa lavada, more time sa pamilya.
Aksyon!
ACS Milyones! ACS Milyones!
Mga Misis! Bili na kayo ng mga ACS products para may chance maging milyonaryo. Ito ang kombinasyon ng mga empty packs na ilagay sa entries nyo. 3 sachets ng Unique 10ml or 1 box ng Unique toothpaste any size. 3 sachets ng Pride powder 40 grams or 1 pouch ng Pride powder any size. 1 wrapper ng Pride bar 370 grams or 2 wrappers ng Pride bar 95 grams. 1 box ng Star Wax Floor Wax any size. 1 wrapper or 1 box ng Shield Bath Soap any size. 2 sachets ng Smart Liquid 50ml or 1 pouch ng Smart Liquid any size. 1 label wrapper ng Smart Paste any size. 1 sachet or 1 box ng White Rose Papaya with Vitamin B3 Soap any size. 3 sachets of Charm Fabcon 30ml or 1 pouch ng Charm Fabcon any size.
Pwede kang maging milyonaryo sa ACS Milyones!
Submission of entries is from May 4 to September 12, 2025. Grand draw is on September 20, 2025. See posters for details. Promo period is from May 4 to September 12, 2025. Per DTI Fair Trade Permit Number FTB 221797, Series of 2025.
Ang masunod nga programa ay ginpapadangat ha iyuhan Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency Regional Office Region 8 ha pangunguna ni Regional Director Brian Babang.
Barangay Pdea in Action. Ang programa nga kasugbonghan gobyerno hapag surapuhan illegal nga droga. Barangay Pdea in Action. Ang programang ikakaupod nato na pagkabutan tinuon nga pagbabago. Barangay Pdea in Action. Mababatian kada Webes alas 10 nga dalas 11 tunaga. DYVL Aksyon Radyo IBC 6 ngan 87.7 FM Idol Radio.
Mao pay nga agahayong tanan. Oras nga alas 10:05 madangat hayo panimalay ang programa nga Barangay Pdea in Action. Siyempre ang pangunguna na ato Regional Director nga Regional Director Brian B. Babang o Assistant Regional Director Christian Privaldo. Kaupod gihapang Provincial Government na Leyte. Hasulod hinusa ka oras mga kasangkayan. Ako ang iyong magiging host hit yan nga programa and of course ako na kaupod gihap didi nato na mahusay nga regional lawyer han LPU Pdea Regional Office 8. Ngayon kung gusto niyo bumulig hini nga ato na diskusyon ayaw lak mo pag-alang bisita namon ang Facebook page han DYVL Aksyon Radio nga the technical side aton kaatbang Engineer Rafi Rigala og John Bora o nga doon naman ha IBC 6 si Sir Al Candela. Okay, so mga kasangkayan na very important po ini and it's a privilege for us to have our guest this morning because she will be discussing topics on voluntary and compulsory rehabilitation, attorney. So waray po iba, anakon kaupod niya attorney Jem Calvo Golong. Good morning, attorney.
Hi, yes, attorney. Good morning and good morning gihapon mga namamati haaton DYVL Aksyon Radyo. So yan attorney, very interesting aton topic because I will be discussing about rehabilitation. Ayun,
oo. So ang rehabilitation side manggod mga kasangkayan is usa nga polisiya han RA 9165. So adinihan state policy han RA 9165 kundiin gintatagan hin paglaom attorney an aton naging biktimahan paggamit han illegal nga droga through han rehabilitation.
Yes, attorney, and it's the policy of the current administration gihapon nga tagan importansya it rehabilitation. So in short, diri la contrary to notion it Pdea diri la kasi ito nagpipinandako and so kay adagod man ha RA 9165 it's a state policy nga kailangan tagan gihapon importansya it rehabilitation for drug dependents.
Okay. So without further ado, attorney, i-present na naton ang aton na mga slides for this purpose. Okay?
Yan. So, voluntary and compulsory confinement, treatment, and rehabilitation of drug dependents. So, this is our topic for today. So, in short, rehab.
Rehab, opo.
So, yan. Next slide, please. Okay. So, kay nga may da kita rehabilitation. So as we've stated earlier, may da state policy on treatment and rehabilitation of drug dependence, attorney. Oo, so ayan, adto ha section 2 of RA 9165, yan, it is further declared the policy of the state to provide effective mechanisms or measures to reintegrate into society individuals who have fallen victims yan to drug abuse or dangerous drug dependence through sustainable programs of treatment and rehabilitation.
Opo. So gusto ko lang i-emphasize, attorney, nga ini nga rehabilitation is the intervention for those who use drugs.
Yes.
Distinguish liwat ini nga dihan aton tinatawag nga reformation kay ang mga client liwat ang reformation and those who were found guilty gihapon or gusto pwede gihap mag-submit voluntarily gihapon adton mga nagbabaligya. So iba po adto ang intervention, reformation po ang tawag. This is rehabilitation.
Yes, for drug users, attorney. So in short, para ini nga rehabilitation han mga nagamit drugs.
Opo.
So kung nagbabalidya ka drugs, so there's a separate program for that.
Opo.
And that's for another topic.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay, sige, attorney, diretso na po.
Next slide please. So ano man ko nini nga drug dependence? So bakit to? Okay. So drug dependency refers to a state of psychological and or physical dependence on drugs. So first, psychological. So utak or physical. So kasi an effect ng drugs, attorney, nagma-manifest physical, diri lahi mo physical, kundi pati mas lalo na imo.
Parang nahuna. Opo.
Yes, oo, yan. Arising in a person following the administration or use of the drug on a periodic and continuous basis. So in short, regular nga nagamit and maiha.
Opo.
Kasi kasagaran aton ang drug dependency good man, kumbaga dependent ka na. Diri ka na nakaka-function or diri ka na nakakakiwahin.
Waray.
Hintama kun waray drugs.
Ayun.
Okay.
Okay, sige po.
Yan. So, didiha aton ano man ang mga pitad attorney para hininga rehabilitation. So didiha aton Pdea Regional Office 8, we have the Pdea Regional Public Assistance Desk or the RPAD.
Bago la ini attorney.
Yes, it was created in 2023. I will show it in the later slides. Oo. So, Pdea Regional Public Assistance Desk may day ni kada region attorney Pdea. So for R8 may gihapon kita and I will discuss the composition. Next slide please. So yan, RPAD was created by virtue of MC number 2023-042. So yan, November 21, 2023. Ang nag-approve pa ni attorney, then Director General Moro Virgilio Lazo. Yan. Tapos in Region 8, the RPAD, of course, headed by the Chief of Operations, Sir Maki. May kita currently 3 yan. And members, previous slide please. So the members of the RPAD, apat. So, and an RPAD officer for each province. So each province nga, kung din may dakita provincial office, may dakita RPAD officer. So
that's
kung
the long-term plan.
Yes.
So kapag kaya na attorney, kaklarohon ko la, waray pa ito accredited aton mga provincial office.
Waray pa. RPAD officer lang. They provide assistance, although it nagpa-filehan petition, it DDB authorized representative. So, and of course, may dagyapon RPAD officers in the cities of Tacloban and Ormoc. Okay. Next slide please. So, yan. Ang RPAD po natin sa Pdea RO8 has 3 DDB authorized representatives, including me. So, tayo po ang nagpa-file ng petitions for rehabilitation throughout the region. So, our farthest located cases is Southern Leyte.
Yes.
Oo. So, nag-undergo gihap kami attorney in mga trainings kasi being a DDB authorized representative or an RPAD officer is not so easy. Kailangan may knowledge talaga. Oo, so we have undergone the capacitating regional public assistance desk officers of Pdea as DDB authorized representatives training. So this was last year, conducted in Manila. Kami nga tulong nga DDB authorized representative, nag-train kami hini. And I think just last month, may daghapon another batch of Pdea Regional Office 8 employees nga nag-undergo hindi na training. And this training also is a requisite for being a DDB authorized representative.
But ani nga mga bago nga na-train attorney, do they have authority from the DB pa or waray pa?
So far, waray pa.
Waray pa, but they are waiting.
Yun, yes, waiting na kasi tapos na hira mag-training.
Yun, okay, sige.
And also, we have undergone the Assist BI training. So, conducted manini by DOH-TRC Dulag.
Okay.
So, later on, we will discuss about this Assist BI training. Okay. So, amo po ito't RPAD, aton, Pdea Regional Office.
Regional Public Assistance Desk.
Yes. Next slide, please. Okay. So, ano man natara mo mga cases?
By the numbers. Okay,
we have the data. So, ini nga data from January 2025 to present. So, this year lang, may iba pa itamon mga na-assist last year, attorney. And I have only included the cases, kumbaga mga na-file ha court. Kasi may the attorney kasi nagsisik assistance, pero for some reasons, kumbaga diri na pa-file ha court, like waray na mag-operate or something. So, ang mga cases pagudlay ni mga petitions filed in court. So, for voluntary, we have one in Leyte and Southern Leyte. So, dalawang cases.
Voluntary rehabilitation.
Yes. Okay. We will discuss, so may voluntary, may compulsory. We will discuss also the difference between these two later on. So, for compulsory, may dala kita cases Tacloban, 4 cases.
Okay.
So, totaling to 6 cases na itamo na file for rehabilitation. Yes, as of today. And yun. Next slide, please. Okay. So, kadi nakitaan, attorney. Kumbaga, the meat of the topic. So, court intervention on treatment and rehabilitation of drug dependence.
So, so either voluntary or compulsory rehabilitation.
Yes.
This needs a court intervention.
Yes, attorney. Kailangan may court order gihapon, whether it's voluntary or compulsory.
Ayun, sige po.
Next slide, please. So, amo na ini types of rehabilitation. So amo init aton i-discuss voluntary rehabilitation and compulsory rehabilitation. Although attorney, there is another kind of rehabilitation which is the court mandated. So that's for another topic na. So i-discuss tala for this edition of Barangay Pdea in Action, types of rehabilitation nga diri court mandated. So voluntary and compulsory. So let's discuss, attorney.
Okay.
Okay. So
first,
next slide, please. Yan. Voluntary confinement. So, ano ba yung voluntary confinement? So, ang basis ni attorney, adto ini Section 54 of RA 9165. And the Dangerous Drugs Board, Regulation number 7. Series of 2019. So, yan. Ano ba yung voluntary submission of a drug dependent under Section 54? So, yan. A drug dependent or any person who violates Section 15.
So, drug use.
Drug use. So, naggamit, clearly nga, as stated earlier, kanan mga naggamit drugs. Dirihan mga nagbalidya drugs. Okay. May, by himself or herself, or through his or her parents, spouse, guardian, or relatives within the 4th degree of consanguinity or affinity, apply to the board, which is the Dangerous Drugs Board, or its duly recognized representative, which is kami, for treatment and rehabilitation.
So, ikaklaro lang natin, attorney, anong sinisiring nga 4th degree of consanguinity?
Yes. Oo. So, abot ini first kasi ng attorney. May ini kasi counting, from the common ascendant. Tapos, so, 4th degree.
Kutub first kasi nini, actually.
First kasi. So, so pwede. So, by himself, herself, kay voluntary. So, from the word itself, ikaw mismo na gusto ka ma-rehabilitate. So, amin na yung situation nga covered hand, voluntary. And upon such application, the board shall bring forth the matter to the court. Yun nga. Kasi kailangan ng court order, which shall order that the applicant be examined for drug dependency.
Baga, question la, attorney, before going further. Is the live-in partner, for example, qualified here, maging applicant?
Parent, spouse. But spouse is considered as married spouse. Legally,
So, may dani yung experience, attorney, nga, kapika sa kinabuhi or bisan diri kasal pa, nag-apply for rehabilitation in behalf of his or her partner.
Okay. So, waray pa man. We have cases na ang mother nag-apply, but during the trial, the live-in partner also testified had drug-taking habits.
Okay.
So, yun. So, sino ang pwede mag-apply? Yan nga. So, nasabi ta kanina nga, drug dependent himself. Yes, or his or her parents, spouse, guardian, or relative within 4th degree of consanguinity or affinity.
So, ini nga second nga applicant, second nga group, So, paano na kami na to ni? Please explain kung
kung
kailan siya.
Oo. So, drug dependent, klaro. Hiya talaga.
Hiya mismo,
I'm a drug dependent.
With
Makato office, gusto ko magpa-rehab.
Ayun,
Yun. So,
klaro.
oo. But there are instances, Attorney Jason, nga, kunyari, it drug dependent, kumbaga, may instance nga, severe na itiya,
so,
itiya drug dependence din hiya nakakapanunahuna.
So, oray na niya, focus.
Yes, oo. Tapos, so, in that case, syempre, kasi kunyari, nanay, syempre, hiya man it guardian, hiya man it parent, yan. So, pwede hiya mag-apply. Parang, gusto man it drug dependent, but for some reasons, diri hiya makakadto office, makasik assistance from the Dangerous Drugs Board. So, in these cases, allowed po yung parents, spouse, guardian.
Okay. So, maupa ito kay baga na klaro, attorney. So, pwede. Okay, sige. Next slide.
Yan. So, after kunyari nag-apply na and all, so mag-i-examine na hiya.
Okay. So, an accredited, DOH accredited physician.
Previous slide, please. So, mag-undergo hiyahin dangerous drugs examination or what we call the DDE. Okay. So, if the examination by the DOH accredited physician results in the issuance of a certification that the applicant is a drug dependent, he or she shall be ordered by the court to undergo treatment and rehabilitation in a center designated by the board for a period of not less than 6 months. Yan. So, didi po aton Region 8, sino po ba ini nga center?
Nag-iisang yung operated or
government funded na center, na treatment and rehabilitation center is we have the treatment and rehabilitation center in Dulag, Leyte, or what we commonly called as Salag.
Yes. So, mabuhay po naton mga partners ni TRC Dulag.
Hello po.
Hello.
Kara Attorney Cha, Dr. Portia. Oo, yan. So, amo it center dihan sa Region 8. Although may dakita private, but syempre, of course, kung private, may daghapon mga parang mas madako gihapon it gasto. So we are very lucky.
Opo, ang TRC Dulag caters male.
Yes,
Patients
important
ba?
thing, yes.
Ang tawag natin.
Only male patients so far, itira na accommodate. It's a 100-bed capacity treatment and rehabilitation center, and they can only accommodate for in-house attorney, for in-house treatment, male clients. So, on female, we have the nearest one is we have in Albay.
Albay, Cebu.
I think we have in Cebu.
Puro government-funded
mga treatment
TRC.
and rehabilitation centers. Okay. So, yan. What are the requirements? So, paano imusyahan? So, of course, makadto ka. Kunyari, you are a drug dependent, you will go to the to our RPAD. So, namon aaroon na requirements? So, we have the police clearance, PNP. Dito kung haing ka na reside. Yes. So, if you are, for example, in Abuyog, you will secure the PNP clearance from Abuyog MPS. So, we also have the regional trial court having jurisdiction over the person. So, kunhain ka
RTC clearance po.
Yes. So, kunhain ka na reside. So, kunyari, yun. Adto ka Abuyog. So, dito ka Abuyog RTC. So, if you are from Tacloban, adto ka Tacloban RTC. Makuha hini nga.
Executive judge usually.
Yes.
Na issue.
Adto ka hini makuha nga RTC clearance. And of course, the drug dependency exam. Yan. So, ini nga drug dependency exam, kasi after mo mag-apply, i-refer ka na mo, or we will conduct the assist BI first, and then pag na-found out na you are at a high risk for drug dependency, i-refer ka na mo for drug dependency exam. So, dito inigin, ang nagkakandak hinian, DOH TRC Dulag.
So, mapakiyari ka pa ko, attorney. If ever may di ba mag-assist BI ka mo,
yes.
Pag na-determine po ni yung not high risk, so can you refer them to the sa barangay or anong klaseng intervention?
Okay. So, if you are, kunyari, moderate risk, ipapakita man ito nato kaninang process, but if low risk, for example, so pwede ka community-based.
Community-based. So,
CBDRP. Yes.
Yung isa is general intervention.
Yes, diba? General intervention and community-based drug rehabilitation program. Okay. So, pero pag yun nga, pag high risk ka na, high risk for drug dependency, refer ka na for DDE.
Ayun. Okay.
So, next slide please. Ayan. So, anong procedure? Okay. So, of course, makadto ka an office, RPAD, or any authorized DDB representative. We have authorized representatives in the DOJ PPA. May daghap tira o Sir Ma'am Bebs. Oo. So, yan. So, ma-file ka application. Basically, ma-fill up ka lang ng application form and then may interview gihapon kung few questions lang.
So, ang RPAD mga kasangkayan, additional la po inhira nga gin-accredit han DDB para mag-file hini nga mga petition. So, an existing naton mga partners sa DOJ PPA, still accepting gihapon.
Yes, oo. Okay, may daghap nila. Okay. And then after that, syempre pag nag-file ng application, we will conduct the assist BI. Amo na natin discuss kanina, attorney, nga, we are very thankful to DOH-TRC in Dulag for teaching us how to conduct this assist BI.
Assist BI. Acronym inihiya nga assist BI.
Oo. Alcohol, basta standard test siya.
Oo.
It's a series of questions, tapos madidetermine na mo kung you are at a high risk for dependency. So
may questionnaire ito mga kasangkayan.
Yes, we have a questionnaire for that. So diri pa ini pag-determine han drug dependency. Kumbaga, it risk pa lang nga maging drug dependent ka.
Okay.
So magka-conduct kami hini. So yan, pag na-identify namin as high risk, client shall be referred to a DOH accredited physician for the conduct of the drug dependency exam. Yun. So amo ini nga nagre-refer kami nga to ha DOH-TRC Dulag kay adto mga Damo ira DOH accredited physician.
Okay.
So after that, so ma-issue na kunyari na DDE nag-undergo na DDE. So magi-issue na po ng drug dependency examination report an examining physician. So basically sinasabi nga ini nga person, this client shall be immediately confined for treatment and rehabilitation. So may dito recommendation nila. So pag adto ha report nga nasiring dito nga shall be immediately confined. So anong gagawin? Kailangan i-confine.
Si DDB representative yung mag-issue niyan.
Oo. So the DDB authorized representative shall issue a temporary confinement order.
Ayun, temporary mga kasangkayan because may dalhin ni duration.
Yes.
O konpirala.
Oo. Next slide please. So ano man ini nga temporary confinement order?
Ayun,
attorney nga amon gini-issue. So, gini-issue ini namo upon the recommendation of the examining physician for immediate confinement. Kasi danay attorney, kailangan na gud niya talaga ma-confine. So diri na cannot wait for the court order. Kasi kumbaga ada na yan state nga kailangan na niya ma-rehabilitate. So kaya nag-i-issue kami ini nga temporary confinement order. But this is not in place of a court order. Diri ibig sabihin nga pag may na TCO or temporary confinement order, wala na, okay na, goods na. Diri we still have to go to court. So government or private treatment and rehabilitation center at the option of the applicant.
Ayun. So ang choice sa applicant.
Oo. Kunyari si applicant na yakan nga gusto ko sa private. So okay, sige. So i-refer natin siya for confinement in a private at his or her expense. Pero syempre of course, imo sagot kung nag-private ka. Okay. Ayan. So, it shall not exceed 15 days.
Ayun,
so, ang TCO is good for 15 days
15
lang.
days. So, what happens after 15 days?
So, kasi attorney, pag mag-issue TCO, ma-file naman petition.
So, during that period, magkakaadahin, i-anticipate natin magkakaadan hearing.
Yes. Oo, kasi under RA 9165, the courts are, kasi special proceedings good pa ini nga rehabilitation. So,
priority.
Priority. Kailangan ma-issuehan dayon court order for rehabilitation. Kay gina-allege gihap ini namo must be duly alleged in the petition. Okay. So, after that, ma-file na kita petition with the RTC. So, nagpa-file niya stated earlier are the DDB authorized representatives. So, next slide please.
Yan. So, tapos magkakaadan hearing.
Oo, court.
Opo.
So, ano matatabuhay hearing attorney? So, since voluntary, papatawagon it applicant, papatawagon it subject for rehabilitation. And then the court will ask questions or to determine kung willing ka ba talaga nga.
Voluntariness.
Yes, your voluntariness to undergo treatment and rehabilitation.
Ayun.
So, pag nasatisfy court that you really want and there is a need for you to undergo treatment and rehabilitation, asya na po ito ma-issuehin court order. Ano man it court order nga nagyayakan nga you have to undergo rehabilitation for a particular period. So amo po ito voluntary. Yan.
Ayun.
So if the DOH accredited physician certifies that the applicant is a drug dependent, he or she shall be ordered by the court to undergo treatment and rehabilitation in a center designated by the Dangerous Drugs Board for a period of not less than 6 months but not exceeding 1 year.
So minimum of 6 months.
Oo, but not exceeding 1 year.
Not exceeding 1 year.
So after
So
1 year, the
yeah.
court and the Dangerous Drugs Board shall be apprised by the head of the center of the status of the drug dependent and his or her family or the community.
Ayun, so
may
magpapasabot.
reporting. Oo.
After 1 year. So may
Kung
possibility
ano
nga ni attorney nga pwede mag-go beyond 1 year.
Yes, because depende kasi attorney hand findings and center. If there is a need to further for further treatment, so pwede.
Ayan.
Okay, and next slide please. Ayan. So, paano man or when will a drug dependent be placed in custody of DOH accredited physician?
Okay.
So
not
diri
in the
sa center.
Okay,
Physician siya. So there are instances. So kunyari, walang TRC na malapit or accessible to the residents of the drug dependent. So
Maray center.
Oo. So very lucky kita attorney nga may kita center. Yes, oo. Yan, pag ang drug dependent is below 18 years of age, first-time offender, and non-confinement in a center will not pose serious danger to himself or herself, his or her family, or the community.
Ayun.
So kung okay man lang,
instances,
kung okay man lang ada alahi ha DOH accredited physician, diri man hiya kumbaga magpo-pose in danger to the community, to himself or herself, so pwede ato hiya ha DOH accredited physician.
Pero kung next na pakian attorney, kung may ada center, baga diri option and dili hakuan?
These are instances naman, oo. These are instances naman na kunyari may the center, but the drug dependent is below. Pero
pero kung adult na
center talaga.
Center talaga.
Yeah,
Okay, sige.
Next slide please.
Ayun. So before kita kumadihan compulsory rehabilitation mahatagan na kita hinbag importante gihapon niya pahinumdum.
Ayaw pagpadara. Kung gusto mo tim kinabubuwas o tim magubaya. Ayaw pagpadara. Hita bawal waray ito kaubayan nga daraya. Ayaw pagpadara. Tumisting ito nga droga ikatitaray baya. Ayaw pagpadara. Ugot buwit Pdea o tsubuwas pati yan na. Ayaw pagpadara kung diri mo gusto nga magupatib ginabuhi tungulat na bisyo. Mga patalabin at mga bago na tubo. Itiyog kag anak ayaw gud pagkaragit gasto. Hai mo pag eskwela pagtuhay nga mahuman mo. Makagputos nga makagkadwar ngan makagtrabaho. Kadamo na matayngan kadamo na napreso. Kabubuwason nera amulan era gibalyo. Mariwana nga bato ayaw na hito. Pagtistingin nga pagduso kay kairo ka mo. Pdea 8-24 oras nga alerto. Para tihiyon 8 naton magmalimpyo. Kung gusto mo tim kinabubuwas o tim magubaya. Ayaw pagpadara. Hita bawal waray ito kaubayan nga daraya. Ayaw pagpadara. Tumisting ito nga droga ikatitaray baya. Ayaw pagpadara. Ugot buwit Pdea o tsubuwas pati yan na. Pdea 8 adi andam na bumulig. Para masubo itong droga nga ada haligid. Bistiin ka pa tumago di ka maka-skip. Bisan ato ka hasulod o dingan haliblib. Pdea 8 permi happy dit mga trabaho. Ebidensya nam tinuod diri malahimo. Mga maupaya serbisyo diri abusado. Matatapuran ngan madadaupan niyo mismo. Kung may dagka maaram isumat na la derecho. Sa salbaronit mga adik and dagunit puno. Pdea 8 pamumusasan paragduso. Para di na makasapungan di na makadistorbo. Kung gusto mo tim kinabubuwas o tim magubaya. Ayaw pagpadara. Hita bawal waray ito kaubayan nga daraya. Ayaw pagpadara. Tumisting ito nga droga ikatitaray baya. Ayaw pagpadara. Ugot buwit Pdea o tsubuwas pati yan na.
Barangay Pdea in Action.
Okay, balik na kita mga kasangkayan naton programa nga Barangay Pdea in Action. Of course, thank you naton photographer nga aton kaupod nga dihi, Sir Ervin.
Ang ganda.
Ngayon ano ang kasangkayan ha? Kung ay lakaw mo pag-alang, kung baga maruyag ka mo pagpakiana, nga din aton resource person, bisitahan lang ang Facebook page han DYVL Aksyon Radio. So free la ini po. You are free to air kung ano yung mga pakiana or comment ba.
Free to ask.
Free to ask, opo. Okay. So na-discuss ka na ni attorney an voluntary rehabilitation. So makadiliwat kita han usa nga bahin an compulsory rehabilitation. Kung ano ba ang differential liwat an voluntary ug han compulsory rehabilitation. Okay, so
yes,
let's go.
Attorney, thank you. So to recap, aton gin-discuss kanina, voluntary confinement. So, voluntary gusto mo. As a drug dependent, you want to undergo rehabilitation, treatment and rehabilitation. So, paano naman kung diri ka na gusto? Kunyari, drug dependent, syempre mga an effect good man ito is may da mga in denial nga dili man ako addict. Pero itiya nga yan, without knowing itiya gyud bibinuhat is kanan pan-addict na talaga. And in fact, nagamit talaga hiya. So, there are instances po nga suga dito. So, paano man ini naton mahikakadto ha rehabilitation?
So, medyo may gutiya hining pwersa.
Oo, may resistance coming from the subject of the rehabilitation. So, ano man kung ini nga compulsory confinement. Yan. So, adto ini ha Section 61 of RA 9165. So, this applies to a drug dependent who refuses, ayaw niya, to apply under the voluntary submission program under Section 54 of RA 9165. So, makuri-kuri ni attorney kay nadiri ang personality, yes, nga mag-rehab. So, next slide please. Yan. So, sino nagpa-file for compulsory confinement? So, it's the Dangerous Drugs Board or authorized representative. So, kami ulit yon. So, who files? Ibig sabihin, sino nagpa-file sa court? So, same lang din sa
voluntary.
Voluntary. So, next slide please. So, ano yung requirements?
Ayan.
So, regional trial court clearance. So, again, of the court having jurisdiction over the person. And ayan, ang number 2 is the letter request and affidavits of the family, guardian, CSWDO, or ADAX stating the alleged drug-taking habit of the subject. So, attorney, ini kasi nga compulsory confinement, it nag-a-apply hini, who are the applicants, adaan family, or even the community.
Okay.
Nga, kumbaga, apektado na han iya behavior.
Siguro, pasaway na guriya nga doro.
Oo. Nakaka-istorbo na han community. Ayan.
So, na-notice ko, attorney, what a requirement in police clearance for compulsory confinement?
It's only the RTC clearance. Ano nga attorney pa ababato nun ta kay both for voluntary and compulsory confinement kaya ano kay pero may required din yung RTC clearance.
Ayun,
yes, so
very
that's
important.
That's another
anong purpose?
Question. So kasi RTC clearance, syempre nag-statement ito kung may damo pending case or wara. Kasi ang rehabilitation ta attorney diri pwede nga maging escape.
Taguan.
Kunyari masiring ka ay bain ako makasuhan may kaso kasi ako for section 15 use of dangerous drugs. So makadinala ako magpaparehab dala ako para diri na ako mag-trial ini nga kaso or diri na ako ma-convict hini nga kuan. So diri po pwede nga maging escape tahiya. So kaya kailangan may RTC clearance to show nga waray ka kaso pending case.
Okay.
Next slide please. So those are the requirements. So, where is the petition? Saan pinafile ang compulsory? So, RTC of the province or city where the person sought to be confined resides. So, again, if you're from Tacloban,
place of residence
Tacloban gihap na i-file. Anong procedure? Ayan. So, first, you file the verified application for the compulsory confinement of the drug dependent with the DDB. So, file verified application. So, kay nadiri man. So, sinong magpa-file? So, as stated earlier, family. Or even, kumbaga neighbors, pwede mag-apply. We have cases na, although diri hiya man it nag-apply, but the barangay captain went with the family.
Okay.
To our office to seek assistance.
So, what happened?
So, na-file naman.
And okay.
He's undergoing, the subject is currently undergoing drug rehabilitation.
Wow.
So, yan. So, after ma-file it application and you have all the requirements, the Dangerous Drugs Board or the authorized representative will file the petition with the court. So, ipa-file na namin and then, pag na-file na ito, the court shall calendar a hearing of the case and furnish the person subject of the petition or whoever has the custody of the said person. So, papadadaan gihap it subject. Notice an court. Kasi to avoid the notion na kumbaga ginagamit la it compulsory confinement to harass. Kasi
Pwede ka magriwa.
Oo, bain sumiring nga mag-apply daw ako yak nang ko daw dito di DB authorized representative nga nakakasamok na ininidi. Pero diri nga yan tinuod, di ba? So the person has the right to attend the hearing, to oppose.
These are possible reasons, attorney.
Yes,
we do not know nga an atong programa ginhimo liwat ngayon nga baga vehicle to
harass.
Somebody.
Bain nag-away lupa, ganyan. Tapos parihab ta daw ikaw. So there are cases like that.
So there's a procedure naman. No? So you will be given time in court.
Oo, your opportunity to be heard. So yan. So papadadaan notice han court, and then after hearing, maghi-hearing man ang attorney. So hearing, i-determine if there is a factual basis for an order for drug dependency exam. So kunyari from the testimony of the witnesses. So na-convince si court that there is a need to undergo drug dependency exam. So the court will order for drug dependency exam by 2 DOH accredited physicians. So 2. Amin ang difference. Oo, kasi kanina, di ba, aton DDE shall be conducted by only 1 physician.
So sa voluntary.
Sa voluntary.
This time, compulsory, 2.
Duha, oo. So after ma-referhan court, so the physicians will conduct the drug dependency examination. Next slide, please. Tapos, so anong mangyayari? So if both physicians find the person not drug dependent, i-release po si...
so both negative ang findings nila. Walang hindi user ng dangerous drugs.
So may nga hiradok nga, diri man yan drug dependent. So i-release hiya dayon. So what if naman only one?
Ayun.
So or both.
Oo.
So if any or both physicians find the person drug dependent, a hearing will be conducted. If so warrants, the court shall issue an order of confinement and rehabilitation. So kung usa ka physician sumiring nga ay diri man drug dependent, pero an usa guhap sumiring ay drug dependent.
So si court nang magdidetermine diyan.
Ayun. So proceedings relative to the issuance of commitment order or discharge shall be issued not later than 15 days from filing of the petition. So the courts are mandated to issue the order 15 days from filing of the petition. So pas gud din kunyari mo file today, there are cases na 2 days after may mag-hearing. Tapos kasi kailangan nga within 15 days ma-issue na niya.
Order.
Yes. So after ma-issuehan an order, next slide please. Ayan. So amin yan process flow chart, kumbaga it's summary han aton mga gin-discuss kanina. So attorney medyo
Guti.
Yes. Oo, pero kung presentation ini kung live kita is makukuan ini mas amplify. Yan. So, of course, it will start with the filing of the application. At ito dito sa taas. Tapos yun nga, mag-assist assist BI. Magkakandakin assist BI, sorry. Okay. So, amon ginsisiring kanina nga, paano man kung ang findings, low risk hiya, pagkandakan assist BI. So, i-refer na mo hiya general intervention to the LGUs or RHUs. Nagakandak ira general intervention. So what if ma-find na mo nga moderate risk for dependency? So moderate risk nga ni ikakanto na mo community-based
CBDRP.
treatment. So LGU and RHU ini ang nagpapadalagan.
May intervention.
Yes. So, paano man pag ma-find na mo at a high risk for drug dependency?
So, yun na.
Oo. So, ikakanto na mo hiya, i-refer sa TRC for drug dependency examination. So yun, after makandak ng DDE, what if nag-low risk hiya didto? Gihap kay nagkandak man hira sa parita, no? Kasi ini screening line nga assist BI. So didto nagkandak na talaga DDE. Yan. So paano kung low risk lang?
So possible ba na i-refer siya sa CBDRP or GI?
Oo, CBDRP or GI.
Ayun.
I-recommend man ito ng physician. Ay moderate, low risk lang naman. So ato ka
pwede
lang
ha barangay.
Oo, pwede ka na CBDRP. So what if moderate? So CBDRP. Oo.
Ayan.
Pag severe, pag may findings na severe. So dito aton treatment and rehabilitation center, pwede gyap na i-recommend it in-house outpatient and in-house rehabilitation. So outpatient, ibig sabihin makakagawas ka. So magre-report ka lang for baga
certain period of time.
yes, for your treatment. So report lang hapon
TRC.
TRC. Pero may gihapon of course pag severe na talaga is in-house ka. Oo, adto ka na talaga ito.
Kailangan lang constant monitoring.
Yes, limited na rin ang accessan kung may visiting hours lang. Ito in-house. So attorney, what if na-findahan physician na may na niya kumbaga mental problem?
Ayun. Very
Kasi
good question.
very ano man talaga ini, parang highly likely for people using drugs. So hihimuonhan physician is i-refer hiya to a specialized facility.
Okay.
Like kunyari mental hospital. O kung kailangan i-treat anay kumbaga mental problem.
Sunod na pakian attorney, do we have that facility here in Region 8?
I'm not very aware kung Mayda, pero I don't think Mayda. So
okay.
dito ini sa Center for
Tatlahe
Mental
Baruan
Health.
is dito Luzon,
Yes.
NCR,
Oo. And I think also maupag-hap ini attorney because na-highlight ini in rehabilitation kasi may mga talaga mga kumbaga dirila basta drug dependent kundi nagkakamay-ada na talaga mental health problems.
Ayun.
Yan. So
i-treat anay ini nga mental health problem.
If there's a need.
Beforehand kanang drug dependence.
Yes.
Sige.
So ayan, next slide please. Yan. Temporary release.
Ayun.
Of a person.
Pwede
so
na yan.
kakano, pwede. Oo,
Pwede,
kakano. Kano pwede. So
ayan.
Certification of the center that the drug dependent within the voluntary la ini attorney. Voluntary submission program may be temporary release. The court shall order his or her release on condition that the drug dependent will report to the DOH for aftercare.
Ayun, aftercare.
Aftercare and follow-up treatment. So kung halimbawa nag-rehab na hiya, tapos sumiring man ang center nga pwede na ini release pero mag-aftercare pa hiya. So the court will issue a separate order for that. So depende la report han center. That's why centers are required to report to the court han progress han treatment.
To fully apprise the court kung ano ang condition, ano ang mga kinahanglan ng mga tests liwat nga i-undergo. Okay.
So yun ang temporary release. So next slide please. Yan, recommitment to the center or program.
So baga,
nahabalik ka.
O
kaya
may violation.
Possible. Let's find out. Okay, so kakano man ka ibabalik. Yan. Should the DOH find that during the initial aftercare and follow-up program of 18 months, the PWD requires further treatment. So amo ni attorney and ginsiring ta kanina nga, pwede mag-exceed in 1 year. Kasi magre-recommend man it facility kung kailangan pa. So, pwede hiya ibalik nga to. Yan. For further treatment and rehabilitation.
Ayun.
Tapos, after that, the drug dependent may again be certified for temporary release. So, baga mautro. Oo.
So, okay. So, is there a question didahan naton face page, attorney?
So far, wala pa. But may mga greetings, attorney, from Rose Manaba, Mabanan, morning po, kuya. Totoo nga ang mga...
may comment niya. Ako't mabasa, attorney.
Okay, bagan...
Sige. Morning po, kuya. Totoo nga ba ang mga ATM, han mga parmihes, pulong nga mga sidling na po ang sakupan gandara.
Bagan. Related na atong topic, attorney.
Hi, good morning po. Watching live from VNG. Oy, natin mga...
Hi, natin mga taga-VNG friends.
Thank you for tuning in sa atong Barangay Pdea in Aksyon. Okay, so magpadayon kita natin mga other slides. Opo, compulsory rehabilitation. Ayan.
Sige, so ayan. Paano ko nag-escape? Nakatuhin nagti-treatment pero na-bore na siya or for some reasons bagan di niya kaya. So, un-escape niya, wala niya kakompleto rehabilitation program. What will happen? Ayan. So, what will happen is yan. So, pwede man pwede i-submit himself kalugaringon for recommitment within 1 week therefrom. So, it parent, its spouse, guardian, or relative within the 4th degree of consanguinity or affinity, pwede gap i-surrender hiya. So, within 1 week.
So, ini nga period, dako ang gamit hini.
Oo. Nga parang itatagan ka chance nga kung naka-escape ka pero kumbaga nalamragan ka. Kailangan matapos kit akong rehabilitation. So you can surrender yourself.
Okay. So 1 week please take note of that. Okay. Yes. Bangin may more severe punishment.
May consequence talaga, attorney. Kung diri mo mag-surrender within 1 week. So ayan. So ano ba ito? Next slide please. Ayan. Pag diri hiya makabalik for after 1 week or within the 1 week period, anong mangyayari? So the board shall apply to the court for a recommitment order upon proof of previous commitment or his or her voluntary submission by the board. So the court may issue an order for recommitment within 1 week. So makadto na kami court. Waray man ini bumalik. So court, this is the case. Ano pong gagawin? So the court may order the recommitment.
Ayun.
Ayan. So, ito first time mo pag-escape. So, if the dependent once again escapes from confinement, so nahibalik ka pero
time na.
Yes, nag-escape ka lagi hapon. So, ang mahinanabo is macha-charge ka na for violation of Section 15, which is the use
of dangerous drugs.
And be subjected under Section 61 or compulsory rehabilitation either upon order of the board or upon order of the court as the case may be.
So in other words, if you are given the chance for voluntary rehabilitation, do not waste the chance.
Yes. Ayaw na kay kuan, sayang. Kasi we have to understand nga government resources are being used for this.
And anyway, it's for your own good naman. Ano naman ang mo reason, ano? Kumbaga, di naman pwede, naboboard ka lang doon. So, you have to follow the programs. Kaya may dahil susunod po ng mga programa. Dili na kay basta-basta nga ma-stay ka doon doing nothing. Dami niya nga mga activities. Ayun, sige po.
Okay. So, kailan naman na-discharge? So, ayan na.
Pwede
Tapos
ka na paulion.
Kailan ka na pwede umuli? So, next slide please. Ayan. If during the period of aftercare and follow-up, the PWD is certified to be rehabilitated, the physician or case manager, he or she may be discharged by the court. So, atong subject ko na certify na hiya as rehabilitated by the physician or the case manager. So, pwede na po hiya i-discharge.
So, ultimate goal.
Yes,
Madi-discharge.
Without prejudice of any pending case filed in court. Yan. So, importante. Paano kung may another case for say, iba lang nga kaso. So, di ibig sabihin nga, gagamitin mo imo ka discharge para makatakas na liwatan imo iba na kaso. Ayan.
Iba ito nga istorya.
Yes. Next slide, please. Ayan. So,
ayun, very important, Section 55, exemption from criminal liability under the voluntary submission program. Ayan.
So, kakano ka man pwede maging exempt na from criminal liability pag nag-undergo ka ng voluntary submission program. So, first, pag nag-comply with all the rules and regulations of the center. Yan. Patian ka ng board, including the aftercare and follow-up program for at least 18 months following temporary discharge from confinement in the center. So, kung nagsunod ka mga rules nila, and never been charged or convicted of any offense punishable under this act. Yan. Waray ka na ibang ginhimo nga offense for violation under RA 9165 or Republic Act number 6425 as amended. Yan. Revised Penal Code or any other special law. So in short, waray ka ginhimo na crime.
Yeah.
And yan, no record of escape from a center.
So,
provided
documented na talaga.
Yes, that he or she escaped, he or she shall surrender by himself or herself or through his or her parent, spouse, guardian, or relative within the fourth degree of consanguinity.
That's the importance of the period.
Yes, para ka ma-exempt for criminal liability. And wala na, you no longer possess serious danger to himself or herself or the family or the community. So, pag na-find out nga, diri ka na delikado, hayo community. So, pwede ka na ma-exempt from criminal liability.
Ayun.
Okay. Ayan. So, paano kung rehabilitated ka, pero kunyari, nag-post ka pa danger. So, wala mo ka-comply ato nga uupat nga requirement. Anat mahitatabo mo.
Consequence, okay.
So, you may be charged under the provision of RA 9165 9165, but you will be placed on probation and
Ayun.
undergo community service in
okay.
coordination with the PPA, TSWD, and other stakeholders instead of imprisonment.
Ayun.
So,
conditional.
yes. O, di ba kanina, kunyari, nag-escape ka, may naka-record, so wala ka mag-qualify ha exemption.
Opo.
So, pwede ka parole, probation. Yan.
So, adan lo sulod liwat an intervention and other agencies, adan
Yes.
PPA, DSWD,
Yes.
o an iba pang stakeholders. Ayun. So, sugad ka komplikado kung baga an PWOD who is discharged but does not qualify for exemption from criminal liability. Ayun. Sige po.
Ayan. So, I think that is the end of
Ayun.
the OO. So, amo na ito kabuuan,
Kabubusan.
voluntary and
Compulsory.
compulsory rehabilitation.
So para ma-recap naton attorney an baga major difference pwede naton i-state utro kun ano doon baga
Okay. Yes,
Sige,
attorney.
proceed
Oo.
po.
So, ini nga voluntary and compulsory, these are the two kinds of rehabilitation. For voluntary, karigbot sidngon nga na gusto it drug dependent. Amo gud din ira major difference.
Opo.
Na gusto ang undependent ka mag-undergo rehabilitation. As opposed to compulsory nga na diri ang drug dependent.
May denial.
Oo. So kaya it naga-apply family or the community, someone within the community, ganyan. So, another
voluntary,
difference,
yung temporary
confinement order. So, for voluntary, ini-issue na ito within...
sa DDB representative.
Yes, valid for 15 days. Pero compulsory, waray ito nga, temporary confinement order.
Diretso na.
Oo, diretso
Pero
na
si
kasi
court
ito.
yung magbibigay ng order.
Yes, court order. Diretso na court order.
Opo.
So, tapos another difference is the conduct of the drug dependency exam. So for voluntary, one physician let magkakandak. Pero didiha compulsory, duha kailangan. Tapos yun i-determine pa ni court kung mag-irimpate it resultan DDE exam.
Ayun.
So ito mga major difference attorney. And the requirements of course. For voluntary rehabilitation, we require police clearance,
RTC clearance, etc. So basically, anak na pansin na baga
police clearance.
Police clearance.
Oo. So didiliwat ha compulsory wara na ito nga police clearance.
RTC clearance.
Yes, RTC clearance na lang.
Okay.
So ito mga major difference. So it process gihap as discussed earlier. So parehas man na-apply verified application, parehas man gin-file by the DDB authorized representative, pero nagkakaiba anuhan process sa hearing.
Okay, so before kita mag-end, attorney, kay may naghapit ito equally important nga trabaho later. Mensahe anay po ngadton aton taga pamati nagkikita hini nga aton programa nga Barangay Pdea in Aksyon.
Yes, oo. So maupay nga aga, salamat niyo pagpamati hini nga amon program. I hope that we have imparted important information kung gusto niyo mag-avail kung hini nga amon mga voluntary and compulsory rehabilitation program services nga gino-offerhan Pdea Regional Office 8 katula po kamuhan amon office. Adi po have government center in Barangay Candahog, Palo, Leyte. And we hope that thank you gihapon attorney atuhan aton mga partner agencies kasi ini nga amon program diri liwat magiging
feasible.
Yes, without the help of course number 1 DOHTRC Dulag. Also si Ma'am Bevs sa PPA. Hello Ma'am Bevs and Ma'am Love. And of course the courts nga very cooperative han aton drive towards rehabilitation. Thank you.
Nga stakeholders.
Opo. So yun lang attorney.
So ito mga sangkayan ayun lang akong pag-alang. Anyway, ini nga mga data will be treated with confidentiality kung daop ka mga ditamon opisina. Okay, so thank you so much mga kasangkayan han iyo pagpamati. In behalf po han ato na Regional Director Brian B. Babang, amo doon ato naging kabugusan naton programa nga Barangay Pdea in Aksyon. Ang aton program is every Thursday alas 10 ngadto alas 11 han aga. So salamat han iyo. Again, ano yung pagpamati, please tune in every Thursday, 10 to 11 a.m. So thank you so much. Labi nagihapon natin ato na photographer, Sir Irvin, kan Engineer Rafi Rigala, kan John Bora. Thank you so much, sir, sa iyong mga pag-assist hini nga aton program. And of course, kan Sir Al Candela dito IBC6. So mo nga aga hayong tanan og thank you so much.
Iyo pala nabatian ang programa nga ginpapadangat ha iyohan Philippine Drug Enforcement Agency, Regional Office Region 8, hapanguna hiton aton Regional Director, pinaikan Regional Director Brian Babang.
Barangay Pdea in Action. Ang programa nga kasugbongan gobyerno hapag surapuhan illegal nga droga. Barangay Pdea in Action. Ang programa nga ikakaupod nato na pagkabutan tinuon nga pagbabago. Barangay Pdea in Action. Mababatian kada Webes alas 10 nga dalas 11 tunaga. Hadiwa Aksyon Radyo IBC6 ngan 87.7 FM Idol Radio.
Mamadaming time sa lahat ng gusto nyo.